Good morning. Happy Thursday to you all. I hope your morning is starting out great. We're going to dive right into our series, and we're still focusing on the home buying process. And today is day 4. We're going to focus on the home selection process today. This is where the client and the real estate agent sit down with each other and they have a discussion about what are the needs and wants of a home. And I found that to be very effective when I do just that, create a T-chart. And on one side, I talk about the need section. And on the opposing side, I talk about the want section. I ask my clients a series of questions, and based off of those questions, the answers that they provide to me fits in one of those columns. That is very important. And while we're doing that, we continue to talk about the budget. And in doing that, I think it really helps the client understands what's going on in the marketplace, what they can get for the value that, or within their budget, I should say, and it allows the real estate agent to truly understand what's very important for that client or to that client. That client really needs to be made aware of what type of market is going on at that particular time by the real estate agent. And what I mean by that is it a seller's market or is it a buyer's market? A seller's market is when the inventory is low, the sellers have more of a choicey or an opinion on who they want to purchase their home or not purchase their home. And a lot of times it's based on the price point. Most of the time people want or sellers want the most value that can obtain out of their property. Sometimes they look at it from a strategic standpoint, but it all depends on the actual seller. When it's a buyer's market, that means the inventory is in abundance and the buyers can be a little bit more choosy on what particular property they want to pay for or they want to move forward with. Once we have established those type of things, now we have to get that information over to the actual client. What I try to do is create an electronic portal, of course with the client's permission, and I take all of the information that the client has shared with me, put it into the system, and everything that fits the client's criteria will be populated over to them from a home standpoint automatically. And I kind of call that a campaign. Some people call it various campaigns, a drip campaign or a home buying process or selection campaign. It just depends on what you call it. But my ultimate goal is to get the properties over to my actual client in a timely fashion. What I also like to share with my clients, when those homes come over to you, please look at those properties. See if it's something you truly want. Look at it from a standpoint, can you truly see yourself in that home? It's a good idea to go and drive that area. See how far the grocery stores are from you. The things that's very important and vital in your life, see if it fits in your life while you're in that community. That really helps. I think it's more effective when you can drive that community prior to going out visiting that home. When we go out and visit homes, I personally like to take my clients out if they can truly see that person or see themselves in that actual home. If we're just going out and we're shopping is great. I love to shop. However, too much of anything is not good. And that's the same thing that can happen when you're looking for a home. It becomes tiring sometimes. So we have to look at this from a business standpoint and understand there's a lot of feelings and emotions and involved in this. So we have to be careful with that. So when we really go out, we want to really show homes that you can truly see yourself in. Now, you've gone through all of those different processes. You see a home that you like. Now, this is going to be the offer phase. But before you put an offer in, the client is going to look to their agent and say, okay, what's the price point, or how much should we submit for this particular home? And that's done through what we call a comparative market analysis, better known as a CMA. Well, I will take and base on that particular home, which we call the subject property that you're going to purchase. I will look for any and all homes that have sold and are currently active within the last 6 months that fits that subject property as closely as possible. Once I've done that and I've calculated everything and I've made my necessary adjustments to that CMA, then I come up with a price point range and I share that with my client. We have an in-depth understanding or conversation. I also personally call the listing agents to see what's going on with those properties as well. If there's any offers, what's the process? Any information that the listing agent give me, I find it to be very vital. And I use that information when I have the discussion with my client on purchasing that. We then submit the offer. Before we submit the offer, I should say, let me back up. There's a series of paperwork that has to be done or completed. It's very vital that you complete that paperwork properly. Some of the things that you want to ask, you need to communicate. You being the real estate agent needs to communicate with the loan officer. So I always share with my clients, please reach out to your loan officer, send an email, do an introduction via email between the two of us, so you're giving them permission to talk to me, because it makes it very difficult when I have the client as a third party and has to be the go-between. We need to create lines of communication, and it just helps the process goes more smoother. When I look at these different documents, there's timing that we have to look at, or time issues. I need to know how many days will the lender need to close that particular loan. A lot of it is predicated upon the loan package that the client is moving forward with, whether it's a VA loan, FHA, or conventional. All of that plays a part. Then we also have what's called a due diligence period. That's a period of time that is in the contract. The buyer client has a window of time to where they can have any and all inspections done on that particular property once that property goes under contract. And within that period of time, he or she, the client or couple, can say, I want to have this inspection done or that inspection done. With those inspections being done, if they find the results that they're not looking for, then they can actually walk away from that transaction if they choose to, and not be held liable and their earnest money kept. But we will talk about the due diligence period a little bit more tomorrow. However, but again, that's something that we need to be made aware of. Then we also have to ensure that we're covering ourselves and filling out everything as properly as possible. Every party is acknowledging or endorsing that contract or document in a timely fashion and getting it back over to the agents in a timely fashion. And agents needs to get the contracts or documents over to the clients in a timely fashion as well. We will pick up tomorrow where we left off on the offer process, and we will finish this series talking about offer, under contract phase, and closing. Again, thank you all for tuning into this video series. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me directly, 678-614-3827, or you can email me at rjordan721@gmail.com. I would love to help you out and talk to you about anything that you have to ask me. Again, thank you for tuning in to my series. I look forward to talking with you tomorrow. Have a blessed day. Thank you.